The Maya civilization is one of the most fascinating and enigmatic ancient cultures to have ever existed, flourishing in parts of modern-day Mexico, Guatemala, Belize, Honduras, and El Salvador. Known for its remarkable achievements in architecture, astronomy, mathematics, and its complex social and political systems, the Maya civilization reached its peak between AD 250 and 900, during what is referred to as the Classic Period. The Maya civilization's achievements were astounding, particularly considering the tools and resources available to them at the time. They built towering cities with intricate palaces, pyramids, and temples that were masterfully constructed without the use of metal tools or the wheel. These architectural marvels are still standing today, drawing millions of tourists annually to sites such as Chichen Itza, Tikal, and Copan. These cities were not just centers of political and religious life, but also served as hubs for trade, where goods such as jade, cacao, and obsidian were exchanged. One of the reasons the Maya civilization continues to captivate the imagination of historians, archaeologists, and tourists alike is its highly advanced understanding of astronomy. The Maya developed sophisticated calendars and were able to predict celestial events, such as solar eclipses, with astounding accuracy. Their study of the stars and planets was deeply intertwined with their religious beliefs, and it influenced many aspects of daily life, from agriculture to the timing of rituals and ceremonies. The mystery surrounding the sudden decline of the Maya civilization has also fueled intense curiosity and speculation. Although the Maya people never disappeared entirely, many of their great cities were abandoned by the end of the 9th century. Theories about the collapse of their civilization range from environmental factors such as droughts and deforestation to warfare and internal political strife. Despite these challenges, the Maya left behind a rich legacy of art, literature, and monumental architecture that continues to be studied and admired today. In this introduction, we will explore why the Maya civilization remains a subject of enduring interest, delving into their most significant achievements, their understanding of the cosmos, and the reasons why they continue to attract both researchers and tourists. By examining the many facets of Maya culture, from their awe-inspiring architecture to their celestial knowledge, we can better appreciate the profound influence they had on the ancient world and the lasting impact they have on modern scholarship and popular imagination. Thus, the Maya civilization is not only a testament to human ingenuity and creativity, but also a window into a past that, while partially shrouded in mystery, offers us valuable insights into the capabilities and resilience of ancient societies. The Maya civilization, one of the most sophisticated and advanced in the ancient world, has left behind a legacy of remarkable architectural wonders, with the Pyramid of Chichen Itza standing as one of the most iconic symbols of their culture. This awe-inspiring structure, also known as El Castillo or the Castle, is located in the northern part of the Yucatan Peninsula in Mexico and is renowned as one of the new seven wonders of the world. More than just an architectural feat, the Pyramid of Chichen Itza embodies the Mayas' deep connection with astronomy, religion, and their meticulous understanding of mathematics and the cosmos. The Pyramid of Chichen Itza, a symbol of Maya civilization. Chichen Itza was a major city in the Maya civilization, flourishing between the 9th and 12th centuries. At its heart lies the pyramid, a towering structure that served not only as a testament to the Mayas' architectural ingenuity, but also as a central hub for their religious and ceremonial practices. El Castillo was dedicated to Kukulchan, the feathered serpent god who was revered in Maya culture as a deity of creation, wind, water, and fertility. The pyramid is a tribute to this powerful deity and a reflection of the Mayas' spiritual beliefs, which permeated every aspect of their society. Rising to a height of approximately 30 meters, 98 feet, the pyramid consists of a series of 9 terraces topped by a temple. Its most striking feature is the staircase that runs up each of the 4 sides of the pyramid. These staircases are not just decorative, they hold a profound meaning. In total, there are 365 steps, one for each day of the year. This remarkable detail is no coincidence, as the Maya were master astronomers who meticulously tracked celestial movements and integrated this knowledge into their architecture. The Pyramid of Chichen Itza, with its 365 steps, is a physical embodiment of the Mayas' deep understanding of the solar year and their ability to harmonize their constructions with natural cycles. Astronomical and religious significance. The Mayas' relationship with astronomy is perhaps most famously demonstrated by the phenomenon that occurs at the pyramid during the spring and autumn equinoxes. On these 2 days each year, as the sun sets, the shadows cast by the terraces of the pyramid create the illusion of a serpent slithering down the northern staircase. This visual effect is a tribute to Kukulkan, the feathered serpent, and it is a testament to the Mayas' precision in aligning their structures with astronomical events. For the Maya, the equinox was a sacred event, symbolizing the balance between day and night, life and death, and the cyclical nature of existence. The descent of the shadowy serpent down the pyramid reinforced the belief that Kukulkan was among them, ensuring the fertility of their lands and the continuation of their society. The pyramid also played a central role in the Mayas' religious ceremonies, many of which were tied to the agricultural calendar and the movement of celestial bodies. The Maya believed that their gods controlled the elements, and they performed elaborate rituals to ensure the favor of these deities. The top temple of El Castillo was likely used for these rituals, where offerings were made to Kukulchan and other gods to ensure bountiful harvests and protection from natural disasters. Architectural genius. The construction of the Pyramid of Chichen Itza is a marvel of engineering. The Maya used limestone, a locally abundant material, to build the structure. They had no metal tools, no beasts of burden, and no wheeled vehicles, yet they managed to create a perfectly symmetrical pyramid that has stood the test of time. The precision of the pyramid's design is most evident in its alignment with astronomical events. The Maya were skilled mathematicians, and their understanding of geometry and spatial relationships is evident in the pyramid's construction. The pyramid's base is square, with each side measuring about 55.3 meters, 181 feet. The 9 terraces that make up the pyramid's body are symbolic of the Mayas' belief in the 9 levels of the underworld. At the top of the pyramid is a small temple that likely housed religious artifacts and served as a sacred space for priests to conduct ceremonies. The temple is reached by climbing one of the 4 staircases, each of which has 91 steps. When combined with the platform at the top, the total number of steps equals 365, representing the solar year. This careful integration of astronomical knowledge into the design of the pyramid highlights the Mayas' ability to merge scientific understanding with religious belief. The role of the pyramid in Maya society. The Pyramid of Chichen Itza was not just a religious and astronomical center. It was also a symbol of political power. Chichen Itza was a major city-state in the Maya world, and the pyramid served as a visual reminder of the ruler's authority as well as the city's importance in the region. The construction of such a monumental structure would have required a significant amount of labor and resources, and it likely served to reinforce the social hierarchy, with the ruling elite and priests controlling the religious and astronomical knowledge that was so integral to Maya life. The pyramid also played a role in the Maya's ceremonial ball game, which was not just a sport, but a ritual that held deep religious significance. The ball court at Chichen Itza is one of the largest in Mesoamerica, and it is believed that the outcome of the game could influence the favor of the gods. Some scholars suggest that the pyramid was used as a backdrop for these games, adding to its role as a focal point of religious and political life in the city. Decline and rediscovery. By the 13th century, Chichen Itza began to decline, likely due to a combination of factors such as environmental changes, overpopulation, and internal strife. The city was eventually abandoned, and the pyramid, along with other structures, fell into disrepair. For centuries, the site lay hidden beneath the dense jungle, largely forgotten by the outside world. It wasn't until the 19th century that explorers and archaeologists began to uncover the ruins of Chichen Itza, sparking renewed interest in the Maya civilization. The pyramid was restored, and in 1988, Chichen Itza was designated a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Today, it is one of the most visited archaeological sites in the world, attracting millions of tourists each year who come to marvel at the architectural and astronomical achievements of the Maya. Chichen Itza today, a symbol of cultural heritage. The Pyramid of Chichen Itza has become a symbol not only of the Maya civilization, but also of Mexico's rich cultural heritage. It stands as a reminder of the advanced knowledge and skills of the ancient Maya, who, without the aid of modern technology, were able to construct a monument that continues to captivate and inspire people around the world. In 2007, Chichen Itza was named one of the new seven wonders of the world, a testament to its enduring significance and the universal admiration for the ingenuity of its builders. The pyramid has become an iconic symbol of the Maya civilization, representing their achievements in architecture, astronomy, and religion. It is a place where the past and present intersect, where visitors can step back in time and experience the grandeur of an ancient civilization that, despite its decline, continues to influence and inspire. The legacy of Chichen Itza. The Pyramid of Chichen Itza is more than just a tourist attraction or an ancient ruin. It is a living testament to the brilliance of the Maya civilization, a people who mastered the art of building, the science of the stars, and the mysteries of the cosmos. Through its intricate design, astronomical precision, and religious significance, the pyramid stands as a symbol of the Maya's deep understanding of the universe and their place within it. As one of the most important archaeological sites in the world, Chichen Itza continues to reveal new insights into the Maya's way of life, their beliefs, and their contributions to human knowledge. The legacy of Chichen Itza and the pyramid at its heart will undoubtedly continue to fascinate and inspire generations to come, serving as a reminder of the power of human ingenuity and the enduring quest for knowledge and understanding. The architecture of the ancient Maya civilization is one of the most remarkable achievements of the pre-Columbian world. The Maya people, known for their advanced knowledge in mathematics, astronomy, and engineering, were also master builders, constructing an array of magnificent structures that have intrigued historians, architects, and tourists alike for centuries. Among the Maya's architectural feats are the temples, palaces, and ceremonial spaces that demonstrate their advanced construction techniques. Equally intriguing is the unique architecture dedicated to their spiritual leaders, the shamans, or witch doctors, whose places of practice were often imbued with mystical and symbolic significance. This essay will explore both the grandeur of Maya temples and palaces, as well as the more enigmatic, lesser-known architecture associated with the mystical figures of Maya society, focusing on their construction techniques, purposes, and cultural meanings. The great Maya temples and palaces. Maya civilizations spanned what is now southern Mexico, Guatemala, Belize, Honduras, and El Salvador. One of the most well-known aspects of their architectural heritage is the monumental temple pyramids, built primarily as places of worship and as spaces to perform elaborate rituals that included offerings, human sacrifices, and the interpretation of celestial events. These temples are typically pyramidal in shape, characterized by steep steps that lead to a small shrine or temple at the top. Among the most famous examples is the Temple of Kukulkan at Chichen Itza, often referred to as El Castillo. The engineering behind Maya temple pyramids is impressive. Built without metal tools, pack animals, or the wheel, Maya architects employed innovative methods to quarry large blocks of limestone, transport them to the construction site, and fit them together with extraordinary precision. The structures were often aligned with celestial events. For example, during the spring and autumn equinoxes at Chichen Itza, the play of light and shadow on the temple steps creates the illusion of a serpent descending the pyramid's staircase, an homage to Kukulkan, the feathered serpent deity. The complexity of Maya engineering is not limited to the temples alone. Palaces, typically multi-roomed complexes built around large plazas, were equally sophisticated. These structures served as residences for the elite and spaces for administrative and ceremonial activities. The governor's palace at Uxmal, for example, is one of the finest examples of Maya palace architecture, with a facade adorned with intricate carvings and stone mosaics. Palaces were often built with vaulted ceilings, known as corbel vaults, which allowed for larger interior spaces without the need for wooden beams or columns. These ceilings were achieved by gradually overlapping stone blocks to form an arch-like structure, showcasing the Maya's architectural ingenuity. Both temples and palaces were typically built using limestone, which was plentiful in the region. The Maya had an intimate understanding of this material and how to manipulate it. After quarrying the limestone, they would burn it to produce lime, which they used to make mortar and stucco. This stucco was used to create smooth surfaces on walls, floors, and the exteriors of their buildings, and it was often painted with vibrant colors. Though much of the original paint has faded over time, traces of red, blue, and green pigments have been found on Maya ruins, indicating that their cities were once alive with color. Advanced construction techniques of the Maya. The Maya were not only great builders, but also great planners. They understood the importance of location, orientation, and sustainability in construction. Many Maya cities were built near rivers or cenotes, natural sinkholes, to ensure a steady water supply. In regions where water was scarce, such as the Yucatan Peninsula, the Maya constructed complex systems of reservoirs, canals, and aqueducts to manage and store rainwater. These hydraulic systems were essential to the survival of large urban populations in areas that experienced long dry seasons. Maya cities were often designed with a ceremonial center, which included the main temple, plaza, and ball courts, surrounded by residential areas and agricultural fields. The layout of these cities was not random, but often aligned with the movements of celestial bodies. The Maya were keen astronomers, and their buildings reflect this. For instance, many temples are oriented so that the sun rises or sets in alignment with the temple during solstices or equinoxes, demonstrating a deep connection between Maya architecture and their understanding of the cosmos. The construction process itself was labor-intensive and required a highly organized workforce. The Maya did not use draft animals or wheeled carts to transport materials. Instead, they relied on human labor, and it is estimated that it took thousands of workers to build the large temple pyramids and palaces. Skilled artisans and architects led the construction efforts, using a combination of simple tools made from stone, bone, and wood. One of the key architectural features of Maya buildings is the false arch, or corbelled arch. Unlike the true arches used in Roman architecture, the Maya corbelled arch does not distribute weight as efficiently. Instead, it relies on the careful placement of stones to create a stepped, inward-leaning structure that meets at the top. While this method limited the size of rooms, it allowed the Maya to create vaulted ceilings and larger interior spaces than were possible with flat roofs. Another advanced technique used by the Maya was the construction of terraces and platforms to create flat surfaces on which to build. This was particularly important in the hilly and uneven terrain of the Maya lowlands and highlands. In many cases, entire cities were built on a series of artificial terraces, which not only provided stable building foundations, but also helped with drainage and water management. Mystical architecture, structures for the shamans and witch doctors. While much has been written about the temples and palaces of the Maya elite, less is known about the architecture associated with the shamanic and mystical aspects of Maya society. Shamans, or witch doctors, played a vital role in Maya religion and healing practices. They were believed to have the power to communicate with the gods and spirits, predict the future, and cure diseases. The places where they practiced their craft were often distinct from the grand temples and palaces of the elite, yet they carried their own architectural significance and symbolism. Shamanic structures were often smaller, more secluded buildings, located on the outskirts of the main ceremonial centers or in natural settings like caves, forests, or hilltops. Caves, in particular, held great spiritual importance for the Maya, as they were believed to be portals to the underworld, known as Xibalba. Many caves throughout the Maya region contain evidence of ritual activity, including altars, carved stone figures, and offerings of pottery, jade, and even human remains. In some Maya cities, such as Copan, special buildings known as Popol Na, or council houses, have been identified as places where shamans or spiritual leaders may have gathered. These structures, while not as large or ornate as the temples, were often built with care and included sacred altars, carved stone seats, and spaces for offerings. The architecture of these buildings was intended to facilitate communication with the spiritual realm, and they were often aligned with natural features or celestial events, much like the temples. One of the most distinctive features of shamanic architecture is the use of symbols and iconography associated with the supernatural world. Buildings used by shamans were often adorned with carvings of serpents, jaguars, and other animals that were believed to be spiritual guides or protectors. Masks of gods or mythical creatures were sometimes placed at the entrances to these buildings, symbolizing the threshold between the human and spiritual worlds. In addition to the use of caves and council houses, some Maya shamans practiced their craft in special sweat houses, or temazcales. These structures were used for ritual purification and healing ceremonies, where participants would enter a small, steam-filled room to cleanse their bodies and spirits. The temazcal is thought to have had both physical and spiritual benefits, and it remains a part of traditional healing practices in parts of Mesoamerica today. The symbolism of Maya architecture. Both the grand structures of the elite and the more modest shamanic buildings are imbued with deep symbolism. The Maya believed that their cities were microcosms of the universe, with the temple pyramids representing mountains, the plazas symbolizing lakes or seas, and the stelae, stone monuments, acting as trees or pillars that connected the earth to the heavens and the underworld. This cosmological symbolism is evident in the layout of Maya cities, the design of individual buildings, and the iconography used to decorate them. For example, many Maya temples were built to resemble the sacred mountain, which was believed to be the dwelling place of the gods. The steep steps leading to the temple at the top of the pyramid symbolized the ascent from the earthly realm to the divine. Inside the temples, altars were often placed in the center of the room, representing the axis mundi, or the point at which the three realms of the universe, heaven, earth, and the underworld, intersected. The carvings and murals that decorated Maya buildings also carried symbolic meanings. Serpents, which appear frequently in Maya art and architecture, were associated with water, fertility, and the ability to move between the earthly and spiritual realms. Jaguars, another common motif, were symbols of power, strength, and the night, and they were often associated with the elite class and shamanic figures. Maya architecture is a testament to the ingenuity, skill, and spiritual depth of this ancient civilization. The grandeur of their temples, palaces, and ceremonial centers reflects their advanced knowledge of engineering and their deep connection to the cosmos. Equally fascinating, though less well known, are the structures associated with Maya shamans and spiritual leaders, who played a crucial role in maintaining the balance between the human and supernatural worlds. From the impressive temple pyramids to the mystical caves and council houses of the shamans, Maya architecture continues to inspire wonder and curiosity in those who study it. In examining these structures, we gain not only a greater understanding of the Mayas' technical achievements, but also a deeper appreciation for their worldview, one in which the physical and spiritual realms were intertwined, and where architecture served as a bridge between the human and divine. Through their buildings, the Maya left behind a legacy of beauty, mystery, and profound meaning that continues to resonate with us today. The development of calendrical systems has been a central aspect of human civilization, reflecting both the practical needs and the cultural sophistication of societies. In ancient Mesoamerica, two highly significant calendars were developed, the Tzolk'in and the Hab. These calendars were essential not only for tracking time and organizing agricultural cycles, but also for guiding religious and ceremonial activities. The Tzolk'in and Hab calendars were primarily used by the Maya civilization, one of the most advanced cultures in pre-Columbian America. To truly appreciate their importance, we need to delve into the system's origins, structures, cultural roles, and their remarkable contributions to the understanding of time, space, and spirituality in Maya society. Historical development of the Maya calendars, the Tzolk'in and Hab are both ancient Mesoamerican calendars that predate European contact and have roots in the Maya civilization, which flourished between 250 CE and 900 CE in the region that now encompasses parts of Mexico, Guatemala, Belize, Honduras, and El Salvador. The Maya were highly skilled in mathematics, astronomy, and writing, and their calendrical system is a testament to their scientific acumen. The Tzolk'in and Hab calendars are part of a larger integrated system that also includes the long count calendar, which was used to track longer periods of time. However, the Tzolk'in and Hab were primarily used for shorter cycles, offering insights into both everyday life and spiritual practice. The origins of these calendars likely stem from earlier Mesoamerican cultures, such as the Olmec, but it was the Maya who refined and expanded these systems to their most sophisticated form, the Tzolk'in calendar. The Tzolk'in is a 260-day calendar that is often referred to as the divinatory or sacred calendar because of its close association with religious rituals and prophecy. The exact origin of the 260-day cycle remains a subject of debate among scholars, but several theories have been proposed. Some researchers believe that the Tzolk'in length is related to the human gestation period, while others suggest that it reflects the agricultural cycle in Mesoamerica, particularly the interval between planting and harvesting corn. Another hypothesis ties this into astronomical observations, particularly the synodic period of Venus. The Tzolk'in is made up of 20 named days, each associated with a specific deity or natural phenomenon, and 13 numbered days, which cycle through in repeating combinations. This produces 260 unique days, and the system repeats itself once the full cycle is complete. For the Maya, each day in the Tzolk'in had specific religious and cosmological significance, with different days being deemed more or less favorable for particular activities. Priests, astrologers, and other religious officials used the Tzolk'in to determine the timing of important ceremonies, marriages, agricultural activities, and warfare. Each of the 20-day names in the Tzolk'in has profound symbolic meaning, often connected to animals, elements, or celestial bodies. These symbols are not just abstract, they embody the Maya worldview and their connection to nature. For example, the day name Ik, associated with the wind, represents breath, spirit, and communication, while Kan, associated with corn, signifies sustenance and abundance. The Hab calendar. In contrast to the Tzolk'in, the Hab calendar is a solar calendar consisting of 365 days. It is primarily agricultural in nature and was used to regulate planting and harvesting cycles. The Hab calendar reflects the solar year, though it lacks the precision of the modern Gregorian calendar. The Hab is divided into 18 months, or venals, each lasting 20 days, plus an additional 5-day period known as the Wayeb, which was considered an ominous time filled with uncertainty and potential danger. Unlike the Tzolk'in, which is purely a religious calendar, the Hab was closely tied to the practicalities of life, such as crop planting, harvesting, and the seasonal cycles. Nevertheless, the Hab was also imbued with spiritual significance, as the Maya believed that every aspect of life was influenced by the gods. Each of the 18 months in the Hab had its own name and significance. For example, the month of Pop marked the beginning of the new year and was associated with leadership and renewal, while K was associated with bloodletting rituals and the appeasement of the gods. The Hab does not account for leap years, so over long periods of time, the calendar would drift out of alignment with the solar year. However, this did not seem to pose a problem for the Maya, as they used the combination of the Hab, Tzolk'in, and the long count calendar to maintain a broader sense of cosmic time. Calendar round, the integration of Tzolk'in and Hab. One of the most fascinating aspects of the Maya calendrical system is the way in which the Tzolk'in and Hab calendars interact. Together, they form what is known as the calendar round, a cycle lasting 52 Hab years, or approximately 18,980 days. Because the two calendars are based on different numerical systems, 260 days for the Tzolk'in and 365 days for the Hab, it takes 52 solar years for the same combination of Tzolk'in and Hab dates to repeat. This 52-year cycle was of immense cultural and religious significance to the Maya. The completion of a calendar round was considered a time of renewal and transformation, but it was also a time of uncertainty, as the Maya believed that the world might end at the conclusion of each cycle. Special rituals and ceremonies were performed to ensure that the gods would allow the cycle to continue and that the world would be reborn. The long count and the concept of time. While the Tzolk'in and Hab calendars are cyclical, the Maya also developed the long count calendar to track longer, linear periods of time. The long count was used to record historical events and to situate the Maya within the vast cosmic timeline. The long count calendar begins on a fixed date, August 11th, 3114 BCE in the Gregorian calendar, and continues forward in units called baktons, kaktons, tuns, weanals, and kins. The completion of significant periods in the long count was celebrated with great ceremony, as it was believed that these milestones marked cosmic shifts. The combination of the cyclical Tzolk'in and Hab calendars with the linear long count reflects the Maya's complex understanding of time. For the Maya, time was not merely a progression of days, but a living, breathing force that connected the human world with the divine. The calendars were seen as both practical tools and sacred instruments, enabling the Maya to align their lives with the rhythms of the universe. The role of calendars in Maya society. In Maya society, the use of the Tzolk'in and Hab calendars was not confined to the elite or priestly classes. Although religious specialists were responsible for interpreting the calendars and advising on the timing of important events, the calendars permeated all aspects of life, from birth to death. The Maya believed that each individual was born under the influence of a specific day on the Tzolk'in, and this day determined their personality, fate, and spiritual path. The calendars were also used to organize the timing of festivals, agricultural cycles, and construction projects. Rulers and elites used the calendars to legitimize their power, often aligning themselves with important calendrical dates and astronomical events to demonstrate their connection to the gods. Public ceremonies were often held on significant dates in the Tzolk'in and Hab cycles, reinforcing the political and religious authority of the ruling class. The legacy of the Maya calendars. The Tzolk'in and Hab calendars are remarkable achievements of the Maya civilization, reflecting their deep understanding of both the physical world and the spiritual realm. These calendars were not just tools for measuring time, they were integral to the Maya worldview, shaping their understanding of the universe, guiding their daily lives, and connecting them to the divine. The legacy of the Maya calendars continues to this day. Descendants of the Maya people still use the Tzolk'in in parts of Guatemala, where traditional daykeepers maintain the sacred calendar and perform ceremonies to honor the gods and ancestors. The enduring significance of the Tzolk'in and Hab calendars speaks to the lasting impact of Maya cosmology and its profound influence on how we understand time, history, and the human experience. The study of these calendars continues to inspire scholars and archaeologists, offering insights into one of the most advanced civilizations of the ancient world. Final thoughts on time, calendars, and human potential. In many ways, the Maya calendrical system challenges modern notions of time as a linear, quantitative measure. The Maya viewed time as cyclical and alive, deeply intertwined with human actions and the will of the gods. This perspective invites us to reconsider our own relationship with time, reminding us that the passage of days is not merely a succession of hours, but part of a broader cosmic dance that we are all participants in. Development of astronomy, the Maya civilization's observations and cultural influence. Astronomy, the study of celestial objects and phenomena, has been a key factor in the development of human civilizations for millennia. From the earliest records of stargazing to modern astrophysics, humanity's curiosity about the universe has driven advances in science, mathematics, religion, and culture. Among ancient civilizations, the Maya stand out for their sophisticated astronomical knowledge. By carefully observing the skies, the Maya used their understanding of the cosmos to shape their culture, religion, and way of life. This essay explores the development of astronomy among the Maya, focusing on their methods of observing celestial bodies, the role of astronomy in agriculture and religious rituals, and the profound impact of cosmic knowledge on their cultural and social structures. Ancient Maya astronomy, observing the sky. The Maya civilization, which flourished in Mesoamerica from 2000 BCE to the 16th century, developed a deep understanding of the night sky. Their interest in celestial phenomena was closely tied to their need to understand time, predict seasonal changes, and align important events with the movements of the stars and planets. Maya astronomical observations, the moon, Venus, and the sun. The Maya were keen observers of the moon, Venus, and the sun, among other celestial bodies. These astronomical entities played a central role in their calendars and religious beliefs. The Maya were particularly interested in Venus, which they associated with war and the god Kukulkan. The cycles of Venus were meticulously recorded in the Dresden Codex, a pre-Columbian Maya book that contained some of the most detailed astronomical tables in the ancient world. The lunar cycle also held great significance for the Maya. They used the moon to track the passage of time and synchronize their calendars, particularly for agricultural and ceremonial purposes. The phases of the moon were linked to various deities and had spiritual connotations in Maya religious practices. The construction of Maya observatories to improve their ability to observe celestial phenomena, the Maya constructed observatories known as E-groups or other specific sites like Uxmal, Caracol, and Chichen Itza. These structures were carefully aligned with the horizon and the movements of the Sun, Moon, and Venus. At these sites, Maya astronomers could precisely track the equinoxes, solstices, and the rising and setting of celestial bodies. Caracol, a large circular tower in the ancient city of Chichen Itza, is one of the most well-known examples of a Maya observatory. It was strategically designed to allow the Maya to observe the planet Venus, one of their most important celestial markers. This architectural precision highlights the Maya's advanced understanding of astronomy and their ability to build structures in harmony with the cosmos. Astronomy and agriculture, the Maya calendar. Astronomy was not just an academic pursuit for the Maya. It had practical applications, particularly in agriculture. The Maya developed several intricate calendars, all of which were closely tied to celestial observations. These calendars were essential for determining the timing of agricultural activities, such as planting and harvesting, and for coordinating religious rituals. The Hab and Tzolkin calendars, the Maya used two primary calendars, the Hab and the Tzolkin. The Hab was a solar calendar consisting of 365 days, closely tied to the agricultural cycle. It helped the Maya predict the arrival of the rainy and dry seasons, ensuring that they planted and harvested their crops at the most opportune times. The Tzolkin, on the other hand, was a ritual calendar consisting of 260 days. It was used to determine the timing of religious ceremonies, festivals, and other sacred events. Together, these two calendars formed a complex system known as the calendar round, which synchronized every 52 years. The long count calendar. In addition to the Hab and Tzolkin, the Maya also used the long count calendar, which allowed them to track longer periods of time. This calendar was based on cycles of 360-day years, known as Tun. The long count calendar was used to mark significant historical and cosmological events, including the creation of the world in Maya mythology. The famous 2012 phenomenon, which predicted the end of the world, was based on a misinterpretation of the Maya long count calendar, marking the end of a Baktun, a cycle of 144,000 days. Astronomy as a guide for agricultural planning. The Maya relied on their knowledge of the cosmos to guide agricultural practices. By observing the movements of the sun and the changing positions of the stars, they could predict seasonal shifts and plan their planting cycles accordingly. For example, the Pleiad star cluster, known as Tsab-Ek in the Maya language, was used to indicate the time to begin preparing fields for planting maize, their staple crop. Astronomy and religion, the cosmic connection. The Maya believed that the cosmos was deeply interconnected with the spiritual and religious realms. Their understanding of the heavens influenced their religious practices, ceremonies, and mythologies, creating a worldview in which the movements of the stars and planets were seen as reflections of divine will. Astronomy in Maya mythology. Maya religious beliefs were rooted in their understanding of the cosmos. Many of their deities were associated with celestial bodies, and the movements of these bodies were thought to represent the actions of the gods. The Popol Vuh, a sacred Maya text, describes the creation of the world as an act of divine intervention, with the sun, moon, and stars playing central roles in the cosmic order. The Maya also believed that the Milky Way was a cosmic tree, or Waka-Chan, that connected the heavens, earth, and the underworld. This celestial symbolism was reflected in their temple architecture, artwork, and religious rituals. Temples were often aligned with celestial events, and ceremonies were held to honor the gods and ensure harmony between the human and cosmic realms. Religious rituals based on astronomical events. Many Maya religious rituals were timed to coincide with astronomical events, such as solstices, equinoxes, and the cycles of the moon and Venus. These rituals were designed to honor the gods and ensure the continued balance of the universe. For example, the Maya celebrated the New Fire ceremony every 52 years when the Hab and Tzolk'in calendars aligned. This event was seen as a moment of cosmic renewal, and it involved elaborate rituals to ensure the sun's continued movement across the sky. The observatory at Uxmal was used to track the movements of Venus, and religious ceremonies were held to mark important points in the Venus cycle. The rising and setting of Venus were seen as omens of war and peace, and the timing of battles and other important events was often determined by Venus's position in the sky. The influence of astronomy on Maya culture. The Mayans' understanding of the cosmos was not confined to religious rituals and agricultural practices. It permeated all aspects of their culture, from architecture to political organization. Astronomy played a central role in shaping Maya society and worldview. Astronomy and architecture. Maya cities were designed with celestial alignments in mind. Many of their most important structures, including pyramids, temples, and palaces, were built to align with the movements of the sun, moon, and stars. For example, the Pyramid of Kukulkan at Chichen Itza is famous for the serpent's shadow effect that occurs during the spring and fall equinoxes. As the sun sets, the shadow of the pyramid's terraces creates the illusion of a serpent slithering down the side of the pyramid, a reference to the god Kukulkan. This architectural precision was not limited to Chichen Itza. Many other Maya cities, such as Tikal and Palenque, also feature buildings aligned with celestial events. These alignments were not only meant to honor the gods, but also to demonstrate the power and legitimacy of the ruling elite, who were believed to have a special connection to the cosmos. Astronomy and political power. Maya rulers often claimed divine ancestry and used their knowledge of astronomy to reinforce their authority. By predicting solar eclipses, the movements of Venus, and other celestial events, they could demonstrate their connection to the gods and their ability to maintain cosmic order. This connection between astronomy and political power is evident in the inscriptions found on Maya stelae, which often commemorate important celestial events and link them to the reigns of specific rulers. The Maya also used their knowledge of the cosmos to legitimize warfare and territorial expansion. Wars were often timed to coincide with astronomical events, particularly the movements of Venus, which was associated with war and conquest. By aligning their military campaigns with the cosmos, Maya rulers could claim divine sanction for their actions. Legacy and impact of Maya astronomy. The Mayas' contributions to astronomy have had a lasting impact on our understanding of the cosmos. Their observations of celestial bodies, particularly Venus and the moon, were remarkably accurate, and their calendars remain some of the most sophisticated in human history. The Mayas' ability to predict celestial events, such as solar eclipses, with precision demonstrates their advanced understanding of astronomy. Maya astronomy in modern times. Today, modern archaeologists and astronomers continue to study the Mayas' astronomical knowledge. The discovery of the Dresden Codex and other ancient Maya texts has provided valuable insights into their astronomical practices, and their calendars continue to fascinate scholars and enthusiasts alike. The Mayas' ability to track the movements of Venus with such precision has even led some researchers to speculate that they had access to advanced mathematical knowledge. Cultural revitalization and the Maya calendar. In recent years, there has been a resurgence of interest in Maya astronomy and culture, particularly in the context of the 2012 phenomenon. While the popular interpretation of the Maya calendar as predicting the end of the world was based on a misunderstanding, it sparked renewed interest in the Mayas' astronomical achievements and cultural heritage. Indigenous Maya communities in Guatemala, Mexico, and Belize continue to honor their ancestors' knowledge of the cosmos, integrating it into modern cultural practices. The revitalization of Maya astronomy has helped to preserve and celebrate their unique contributions to human understanding of the universe. The Maya civilization's deep understanding of the cosmos is a testament to the power of human curiosity and observation. By carefully studying the movements of the stars, planets, and moon, the Maya developed sophisticated calendars religious rituals, and agricultural practices that were closely tied to the rhythms of the universe. Their astronomical knowledge shaped every aspect of their culture, from architecture to politics, and continues to inspire awe and admiration today. The legacy of Maya astronomy reminds us of the profound connection between humanity and the cosmos, a relationship that has shaped civilizations for millennia and will continue to do so in the future. The Maya civilization, one of the most sophisticated and advanced civilizations in the ancient Americas, flourished in the dense rainforests of Central America, primarily in what is now Mexico, Guatemala, Belize, Honduras, and El Salvador. From approximately 2000 BCE until its decline in the 9th century CE, the Maya developed a rich culture characterized by monumental architecture, intricate art, advanced mathematics, astronomy, and a detailed calendar system. However, despite their significant achievements, the Maya civilization experienced a rapid decline, leaving behind ruins and a lingering mystery as to why such a powerful civilization fell so abruptly. The rise and flourishing of the Maya civilization. The Maya civilization began as small agricultural villages around 2000 BCE, but it wasn't until the pre-classic period, 1800 BCE to 250 CE, that the first large Maya cities started to emerge. By the time the civilization entered its classic period, 250 CE to 900 CE, the Maya had developed a complex society with powerful city-states, advanced agricultural techniques, and a profound understanding of the natural world. At its height, Maya civilization was made up of dozens of city-states, each ruled by its own king. These city-states, such as Tecalcmal and Copan, were often engaged in trade, cultural exchanges, and sometimes warfare. The Maya were adept at constructing massive temples, palaces, and pyramids, most notably the towering pyramids found in the cities of Tikal, Palenque, and Chichen Itza. They were also skilled astronomers and mathematicians, developing a complex calendar system that could predict solar eclipses and track the movements of the planets with incredible accuracy. Maya society was highly stratified, with a ruling elite at the top who claimed divine right to rule, supported by a class of priests and scribes. Below them were artisans, merchants, and laborers, with peasants making up the majority of the population. Religion played a crucial role in Maya life, with gods associated with natural elements such as the sun, rain, and maize. Human sacrifice was also a significant part of Maya religious practice, believed to appease the gods and ensure the continuation of natural cycles. Causes of decline: climate change, warfare, and economic collapse. While the Maya civilization thrived for centuries, it began to experience a decline during the late Classic period, 800 CE to 900 CE. Several factors contributed to the civilization's collapse, with the most significant being climate change, warfare between city-states, and economic degradation. Climate change. One of the leading theories behind the Maya collapse is that climate change played a pivotal role. The Maya civilization relied heavily on agriculture, particularly the cultivation of maize, beans, and squash. The dense population of the cities, combined with a need for vast amounts of food, placed immense pressure on the surrounding environment. Archaeological and paleoclimatic studies indicate that a series of prolonged droughts occurred during the late Classic period, which would have severely affected the ability of the Maya to produce enough food for their populations. The droughts would have led to widespread crop failures, water shortages, and famine. In a society so dependent on agriculture, these environmental stresses likely caused social unrest, as people struggled to survive and rulers lost their legitimacy when they could not provide for their subjects. The collapse of agriculture would have weakened the power of the elites and destabilized the political structure of Maya society. Warfare between city-states. As environmental pressures increased, so did competition between Maya city-states. Warfare was a constant feature of Maya life, and city-states often fought over resources such as land and water. However, during the late Classic period, the frequency and intensity of these conflicts escalated. Archaeological evidence points to an increase in fortifications and weaponry, as well as the destruction of cities. The warfare between city-states likely exacerbated the already difficult environmental conditions. Constant warfare would have disrupted trade routes, which were crucial for the exchange of goods, like obsidian, jade, and cacao. It would have also diverted resources from agriculture and infrastructure to the military. In some cases, entire cities were abandoned or destroyed as a result of warfare, leaving once thriving urban centers in ruins. The rivalries between city-states also contributed to political fragmentation. As warfare weakened the major city-states, smaller polities would have risen in rebellion or broken away, further destabilizing the region. The lack of centralized control made it difficult for any city-state to maintain dominance, leading to widespread political chaos, economic collapse. In addition to climate change and warfare, the Maya economy began to falter during the late Classic period. The Maya had a complex economy based on agriculture, trade, and tribute. However, the prolonged droughts, combined with warfare, likely caused significant disruptions to both agricultural production and long-distance trade. The intricate system of trade routes that connected different Maya cities and regions may have collapsed, cutting off access to essential goods and resources. As food became scarcer and warfare more frequent, the once strong economic foundation of Maya society began to crumble. The collapse of trade would have had a ripple effect throughout the civilization, as cities that relied on imported goods struggled to maintain their economic stability. The economic stress would have further eroded the power of the ruling elites, who depended on wealth and tribute to maintain their authority. The loss of economic and political stability, combined with the environmental degradation and warfare, created a perfect storm that led to the collapse of many major Maya cities. By the end of the 9th century CE, most of the great city-states of the Maya civilization had been abandoned and the population had dwindled. Legacy of the Maya civilization. Despite the collapse of their great cities, the Maya left behind a remarkable legacy that continues to influence the modern world. Their achievements in architecture, mathematics, astronomy, and art are still admired and studied today. The ruins of their cities, particularly the massive pyramids and temples, stand as testaments to their engineering prowess and cultural sophistication. Architectural and artistic achievements. One of the most visible and enduring legacies of the Maya civilization is their architecture. The towering pyramids, temples, and palaces that they constructed are some of the most impressive structures in the ancient world. These buildings were not only monumental in scale, but also intricately decorated with carvings and inscriptions that tell the stories of Maya kings, gods, and historical events. The city of Chichen Itza, in particular, remains one of the most well-known and visited Maya sites today. The Temple of Kukulcán, also known as El Castillo, is a massive step pyramid that dominates the city. During the spring and fall equinoxes, the play of light and shadow on the pyramid creates the illusion of a serpent slithering down its side, a testament to the Maya's astronomical knowledge and architectural skill. In addition to their architecture, the Maya were also skilled artists. They produced intricate pottery, sculpture, and murals that depicted scenes of everyday life, religious ceremonies, and battles. Their art provides valuable insight into Maya culture, beliefs, and social structure. The Maya were also pioneers in mathematics and astronomy. They developed a sophisticated number system that included the concept of zero, which was a remarkable achievement for the time. This mathematical system allowed them to make precise calculations, which were essential for their calendar and astronomical observations. The Maya calendar, one of their most famous contributions, was incredibly complex and accurate. It consisted of multiple cycles, including the 260-day Tzolk'in, the 365-day Hab, and the long count calendar, which tracked longer periods of time. The Maya used their knowledge of astronomy to predict solar and lunar eclipses, as well as the movements of planets like Venus. Their calendar was not only a tool for tracking time, but also had religious and ceremonial significance. Perhaps the most iconic aspect of their architecture were massive stone structures that served as both religious sites and political symbols. For instance, the Pyramid of Kukulcán, also known as El Castillo, in Chichen Itza, is a prime example of Maya architectural sophistication. It not only served as a temple to the god Kukulcán, but also as a solar calendar, aligned with the equinoxes to produce a shadow effect resembling a serpent slithering down the pyramid's side. Such structures demonstrate the Mayas' deep understanding of astronomy and their ability to incorporate celestial phenomena into their built environment. Another remarkable aspect of Maya architecture is the use of stelae, tall stone slabs carved with images and inscriptions. These stelae often depicted rulers or significant events and were strategically placed in cities to commemorate important dates or triumphs. The stelae serve as historical records, providing modern-day archaeologists and historians with crucial information about the Maya political landscape, social hierarchy, and religious practices. The Maya writing system, a window into their intellectual world. Central to the Maya civilization's cultural and intellectual achievements was their writing system. The Maya script, composed of hieroglyphic symbols, was one of the most sophisticated writing systems in the pre-Columbian Americas. While much of the world still relied on oral traditions, the Maya developed a complex method of writing that allowed them to record historical events, celestial cycles, genealogies, and religious beliefs with precision. The Maya codices, folding books made from bark paper, were used to document everything from astronomical observations to rituals. Unfortunately, most of these codices were destroyed during the Spanish conquest, with only a handful surviving today. The Dresden Codex, for example, provides detailed information on the Maya calendar, eclipses, and planetary cycles, demonstrating their advanced knowledge of mathematics and astronomy. The codices not only reflect the intellectual depth of the Maya, but also reveal the importance of written knowledge in their society, as it was essential for governing religious practices and preserving cultural traditions. The decipherment of Maya hieroglyphs has been a long and challenging process, but recent breakthroughs have revealed more about this enigmatic civilization than ever before. These writings allow scholars to understand the Maya's perspective on time, their religious beliefs, and their interactions with neighboring civilizations. Moreover, the Maya's ability to record complex information in writing underscores their significant intellectual advancements and their position as one of the most literate pre-Columbian cultures. The Maya calendar, a testament to astronomical mastery. One of the Maya's most enduring legacies is their complex calendrical system, which reflects their profound understanding of time and the cosmos. The Maya used several interlocking calendars to organize their social, religious, and agricultural activities, with the long count calendar being the most famous. This calendar system, which spans over 5,000 years, was used to track the creation of the world and predict future events, including solar and lunar eclipses. The Maya's attention to celestial cycles is further evident in their observatories, such as the Caracol in Chichen Itza. These structures were designed to track the movements of the stars, planets, and the sun. The Maya were particularly skilled in predicting Venus's cycles, which they associated with warfare and political events. Their understanding of astronomy was so precise that they could predict solar eclipses and other celestial. Below them were the artisans, merchants, and farmers who formed the backbone of Maya society. At the bottom of the social structure were slaves, often prisoners of war, who were used for labor or sacrificed in religious rituals. The political structure of the Maya was deeply connected to their religious beliefs. The rulers were not only political leaders, but also spiritual figures, and their authority was legitimized by their connection to the gods. This divine kingship was central to the Maya's understanding of power, and the success or failure of a ruler was often interpreted as a reflection of the god's favor or disfavor. The decline of the Maya civilization. Despite the remarkable achievements of the Maya, their civilization began to decline around the 9th century AD. The reasons for this decline are still debated among historians, but several factors likely contributed, including environmental degradation, overpopulation, warfare, and political instability. Deforestation, soil exhaustion, and drought may have led to agricultural failure, which would have destabilized the city-states reliant on large populations and food production. Internal conflict and warfare between city-states also weakened the Maya, making them vulnerable to external threats. By the time the Spanish arrived in the 16th century, many of the great Maya cities had already been abandoned, and the civilization had fractured into smaller, less centralized communities. However, the Maya people themselves did not disappear. Their descendants continue to live in the region today, preserving aspects of their cultural and religious heritage. Legacy and influence of the Maya civilization. The influence of the Maya civilization extends far beyond their time and region. Their contributions to architecture, mathematics, astronomy, and writing have left an enduring legacy that continues to inspire modern science, art, and culture. The Maya's achievements in these fields demonstrate the intellectual and creative capacities of a society that, despite its eventual decline, was ahead of its time in many respects. In the modern era, the rediscovery of Maya ruins has captivated the world's imagination. Sites like Chichen Itza, Tikal, and Palenque draw millions of visitors each year, serving as powerful reminders of the Maya's architectural prowess and cultural significance. These ruins not only offer a glimpse into the past, but also inspire contemporary discussions about sustainability, resilience, and the impact of human civilizations on the environment. The study of the Maya civilization continues to evolve, with new discoveries and interpretations shedding light on previously unknown aspects of their culture. The Maya's intricate writing system, advanced understanding of astronomy, and complex social structures make them one of the most studied and admired ancient civilizations in the world. The Maya civilization's contributions to human history are vast and multifaceted. Their architectural achievements, advanced writing system, mastery of astronomy, and deep religious and political structures all serve as testaments to their greatness. Although their civilization experienced a decline, the Maya's cultural legacy endures, influencing modern-day society and offering valuable lessons about sustainability, resilience, and the importance of balancing human progress with respect for the natural world. The Maya's story is not just one of ancient greatness, but also of continued relevance and inspiration, reminding us of the enduring impact of human ingenuity and creativity.